Hey, what is up, investors? Jason here. So in this video, we're going to be doing a bit of technical analysis in Lucid Motor stock, and also just taking a pretty good deep dive into everything that there is to offer. Now that the merger is complete, CCIV is no more, and Lucid Motors is now the publicly traded company, officially trading under the ticker symbol LCID. So now that we have some days here to look at as its own publicly traded company, let's just give this analysis a look. Talk about now, is this the time to be buying Lucid Motors? Where could this stock be going? I'll give a bit of a price prediction, but nothing in this video is financial advice. It's for entertainment purposes only, so please do keep that in mind. Do your own due diligence when investing. So as we get to it, if you guys don't mind, please do me a huge favor. Please be sure to smash, destroy, annihilate, or gently press that like button. That helps me out a lot with the YouTube algorithm. It helps spread these videos to more people that might find it interesting, and subscribe if you have not already. And if you're interested in being a Patreon, helping support this channel even more, and joining my private Discord, I do have one. I do appreciate it. The link is in the description. Thank you to all the Patreons. Now let's get to it. All right, so this is Lucid Motors stock over the last 5 days of it being a publicly traded company. So currently, at this time of making this video, the stock is trading for $23.72, and Lucid Motors market cap is currently $38.39 billion. So from on this graph here, what we have is we're using the exponential moving average, but the market's closed right now. So we have the moving average that we're going with, and we have the moving average of the volume down here in the blue line. So what we can see is that the stock has kind of just trended down a bit right after the merger was complete. There was a bit of hype going in that got it to pop up a little bit. But looking back at the last 3 months, we can kind of get an idea of where the resistance points pretty much are, and it's about where it's at this moment. If it drops down a little bit below where it's at right now, it wouldn't take too long for the stock to go up a little bit more. There isn't any sort of large selling off going, and I think right now where we're at with the catalyst, I think the catalyst for this stock, everything's kind of in its favor at this moment, as long as there isn't any sort of large dilution going on. But I would think that that wouldn't really happen since the merger was just complete and they already got a lot of money from that merger. So I don't expect any sort of dilution to happen anytime soon with the stock, and by the time they probably do some dilution, there'll probably be plenty of catalysts there that wouldn't really be that big of an issue, like with deliveries or talking about where they're at with their expansions on the factory and stuff like that. All right, so now looking at the last 6 months and getting a good idea of how the volume has been within the stock and all the trading, what we see is that there was a lot of volume back in the early phase of CCIV. Now, right here is when this became Lucid. So just to keep that in mind, that this is all, from this point, it's all CCIV. Now, the buying activity in the early stages here, when we didn't even know if CCIV and Lucid Motors was going to be actually merging, it was just some hype that was out there after Bloomberg had made a report breaking some news. But we didn't actually get the confirmation that this was going to be a deal that was going to be going through until somewhere around here. And this is when we saw a lot more volume activity. So just on the hype of the possibility of CCIV and Lucid announcing that they were going to be merging, there was already a whole lot of craziness going on with CCIV, a whole lot of buying activity, a lot more back then before it was even confirmed that was a deal. There was more buying activity back then than there has been pretty much at any other point previous to the point when the announcement was made. It was all crazy during this time. So when the announcement was made that was actually going to be something that was going to be going on, that's when we saw a lot of buying activity going into CCIV and people buying into this hype. And then what happened? A lot of people during that time ended up taking some profits, and that's when we saw it drop down a lot. There was just a lot of pumping going on, and then it dropped off, and it's kind of just been pretty much more stable around that price. If it dipped down, it would dip back up, and that's just kind of been the trend that it was on, and the trend that it's kind of still on at this time. Now, looking at the graph here, we get a good understanding of the base price. We get a good understanding of the hype, and we get a good understanding of the regular moving averages here. Now, what I pretty much can look at and see here is that it's pretty much at the base right now. Even if it was to go up a couple dollars or go down a couple dollars, not a whole lot really changes as far as where the stock has been sitting. We've seen it just a couple times go below $20, but even then, it will still go back up. Of course, this is all CCIV, and the catalysts are a bit different now that the merger is complete, but the catalysts are also much better now that the merger is complete. So, in my opinion, buying it right now sounds like the perfect price, in my personal opinion, because we kind of now finished all the hype. Now it's more of these more stable investors that are in, and to me, that's a lot more of a secure investment because we're not buying it. We're not buying it on these large green trends up. We're buying the stock after we've seen plenty of buying and selling, just regular movement, not any sort of big momentum going on right now. No one buying the stock just because it's going up. The stock hasn't been performing in that sort of way. And this is more of a stable investment, still a bit volatile, of course, but more of a stable investment than buying it in just the momentum, which a lot of people were doing in the beginning, and now it's just a much different story, and it's matured a bit, which is a lot better now. Now, personally, for me, where I really want to be filling out my position here and do even more dollar cost averaging into this stock is I'd rather do it under these prices here. I'd rather do it under $28. That's kind of where it seems like it peaks out at and it drops down. That's where it has a whole lot of resistance at this time, and it's kind of just been a trend that we've been seeing over these last 5-6 months. So if it stays under that, that's where I want to do a lot more of the dollar cost averaging. But where I really want to get more into it is if it does do these dips, if it does go back down to these lower price, if it does go below $20, that's when I'd be a little bit more aggressive in my buying, in my opinion. I think that would create an even better buying opportunity, but no guarantee on how long it would stay there because the catalysts are, coming up here in the future, and they're supposed to be coming up here before the end of this year. So at any time, there could be some news out, and then we could see a lot more momentum coming in, a lot more of these momentum traders coming in, buying this stock, and probably try to take advantage of some short-term gain. Now, if we do see the stock go down to $20, in my opinion, that's going to be a steal, and anything below that will be as well. But the price it's at right now is also good. But at $20, if we look at where their estimated revenues are for 2022, they're estimating that the revenues will be at $2.2 billion. So that would mean that at $20, the stock would be trading at 14.5 times its estimated revenues. So if you think about it like that, then the price of the stock, even right now, is at a really good deal. Now, as far as where I'm predicting Lucid Motor stock going, honestly, I can see the stock easily doubling by the time that they do start making those announcements of where the deliveries are going to be. I can really see that there's going to be a very large bull run in the stock, in my personal opinion. There is this huge craze with EV stocks still, and there isn't really a lot of EV stocks out there that have any sort of security or certainty that they're going to even be producing any vehicles. Now with Lucid, we've seen their vehicles, we know that they've made some, but we don't know about them getting those in customers' hands. Now when they do get those vehicles in customers' hands, then that's a whole different ball game. Then we are talking about actual competition with other EV makers. I mean, they're no Tesla level, but we know that they are expanding the factory and they have a lot more going in that direction. So a lot of positive things to be coming from Lucid in the future. So a lot of great catalysts to be looking forward to. Now, they got technology, and that's something that, in my opinion, is worth investing into and worth paying more on the future growth of this stock. So I think that buying the stock where it's at right now is a steal because, in my opinion, I don't think it's going to be sitting here too much more longer if they do start making those deliveries. Once that happens, I'm telling you, I think it's going to be a complete game changer, and I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see this being a $40, $50, $60 stock. I would see it going to about $40 a share by December or into December 2021, and then possibly going up more so above that as deliveries continue January, February, etc. Because Lucid does have things that are built. They have a brand that people understand. They have a product that a lot of people want, and they're really competing for those very expensive luxury vehicles, the Mercedes, the Rolls-Royce, the Porsche. That's the area where Lucid is. They're trying to take those more wealthier customers that are looking to spend more money on a very expensive vehicle. It's different than where Tesla's at. Tesla is the more cost-friendly vehicles, or they also have their more expensive vehicles as well, like the Model S. But Lucid is just right now catering to those more high-end customers that are looking to spend a lot of money, that have the money to spend to buy those vehicles, and especially with them having 10,000 plus reservations, it's going to get pretty crazy as time does go on, and especially when they do have that other announcement here in the future of that SUV. So a lot of things to be expected from them, and I'm sure there's a lot more to be coming from them. So these prices right now, in my opinion, I'm going to be taking advantage of it while I still can. But anyways, I'd like to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions of this. Please let me know. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. New videos coming out on my channel all the time. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you all in the next video coming very soon.